Well, the government's announced exit checks many times and never brought them in because they made such a mess of their computer contract. We think we need proper exit checks so we can count people in, count people out, but also, crucially, we would pay for the extra 1,000 border staff we need to have action against illegal immigration and paid for by visa charges. But we think we need 1,000 extra border staff to make sure the rules are enforced. Immigration's important, but it's got to be properly controlled and managed, and the rules have got to be enforced. So that's why we would have additional visa charges on overseas visitors that would pay for the 1,000 extra staff we need. Well, the investment that we would raise from the visa charges on overseas visitors would be enough to cover the 1,000 border staff, but also make sure that we can have proper entry and exit checks in place, because I think it's really important that immigration rules are enforced. They're not being at the moment. There's far too many people overstaying visas with the government just not knowing what on earth is going on. Immigration's important, but it's got to be controlled and managed so the system is fair. Other countries manage to have proper entry and exit checks, counting people in and counting people out, and Britain doesn't. I think we've got to have those checks here, and Labour said we'll bring in the 1,000 extra border staff to make sure that visas are enforced and pay for it with charges on overseas visas, again in the same way that other countries do. Immigration's important, but it's got to be controlled and managed so that the system is fair. Well, immigration's important for Britain, but it's got to be controlled and managed so that the system is fair. And that means you have to have different kinds of controls on different kinds of migration so that you can get the overseas students or top talent that brings billions into the country, but also have much stronger action against illegal immigration, which is why you need the stronger border controls in place. The problem with the government's approach is they've got this net migration target, which is now in tatters and treats all immigration as if it's the same. We know that you've got to have a proper, sensible, fair approach.